Chris Godwin, wide receiver 17 is the consensus ranking. I have him at 16 right now. And looking at what Godwin's done over the past few weeks, he's had double-digit targets 3 of the last 4. He's had 6 receptions in each game from week 4. It's just a matter of getting those yards. He's all closer to the line of scrimmage type of player. Godwin, his yards per reception is the lowest of his career right now, 10.1. Last year it was 11.3, but only 293 receiving yards through 5 games, only averaging about 60 yards per game. His highest on the season is only 95 receiving yards, and that's despite 12 targets against Pittsburgh. So we haven't seen better than a wide receiver 21 finish in half PPR. I know this seems like a plus matchup for Godwin, but he gets Marcus Peters this week, and Marcus Peters, is not a super plus matchup. I mean, a little bit. His Godwin's over under on receiving yards is 73.5. His total receptions 6.5. So we're talking 10 points. So like 10 to 16 points if he catches a touchdown. Godwin has not yet caught a touchdown on the season. So perhaps he's due, and that's what's going to get him into like that 16-point range, which would get him into like that wide receiver 12 to 14. But he needs that touchdown to get there. And right now he's not being viewed as like a red zone or end zone target. I mean, last year through 14 games, Godwin only had 5 touchdowns. In 2020, he had 7 in 12 games, 9 in 14 games in 2019, 7 in 16 games in 2017, 55 targets, 1 total touchdown. So he's never been like the Mike Evans has been. Evans has been like this goal line wide receiver, if you will, in his career. So I think if we're like hedging whether Chris Godwin scores a touchdown in this game, probably not. Even though one could argue, oh, he's due. Well, I'm betting against it. So Godwin probably falls, lower than wide receiver 17 for me once the dust settles. As I mentioned, his expert consensus ranking is wide receiver 17, but his range of rankings goes from wide receiver 9 all the way to wide receiver 29. Really low for Chris Godwin. I think I'm going to get him into the high 20s, but I don't know if 29 is going to be where I'm at on Chris Godwin.